What's up, superhumans? BT here. Whew. This is where I'm at. Antelope Island. I got here about an hour before I actually started hiking. I spent that time filming. I hope you guys can appreciate those time lapses. But I'm on the trail. I'm about a quarter mile in, so I have, 4 more to go to get to the top. It's a big up and back, 2,500 feet of elevation gain. And I'll tell you what, with a nearly 50-pound pack, it was super steep. Thank God for poles. I told you in the last one that I was gonna buy poles, and I did, like, straight away. Went and bought some poles. I didn't cheap out either. One thing I've kind of learned in my journey of hiking over the last 4 years is if you often go the cheaper route, that stuff breaks and you end up spending more money replacing it, 2 or 3 times if you continue to go to the cheap route, rather than spend a lot of money, buy once, cry once. So I spent a lot of money, but these had an incredibly high rating, and my God, having poles to go up that steep bit was so nice. But where it's really gonna make the difference is the trek back down. It just puts so much strain on your knees, and when you get this heavy, and I'm 6'2", you get this heavy and put that weight up high. When I was coming down the last trail, the conditions were so slippery. Anytime my foot would go, all that weight would almost chuck me right off the trail. So having poles is nice. Okay, well, I hit this steep bit, so I'm gonna put this away. But I'll let you just kind of Google that for a second. Well, it's starting to warm up, but then at the same time, every once in a while a breeze will kick up and it drops like 20 degrees. I just ran into a guy, first person I've seen, and we're kind of following him. We're headed up there. You kind of wrap around this whole thing and then you get to some antenna, and he said it gets really sketchy, really narrow, really dicey. You can fall, and you go behind those antennas. It's about another half hour till you hit the very top on the backside. So we're going way that way. Well, so we'll see how dicey it gets. He does it like once a week, he says. You guys know I'm a big fan of Whoop. There's so many cool features that they offer. So many different ways to track your progress and improve your progress. And this isn't like going to do either, but somebody who loves making content in the outdoors and fitness, this little Whoop life thing is pretty awesome. But I can also see my heart rate's a little too high, so I'm gonna slow down just a little bit and get it back in that zone too. Anyway, pretty rad, right? It's getting kind of sketchy. We gotta go up and then hit the peak up there. But it's steep, it's narrow. And right now it's not too bad because it's dirt. But once we get to ice, This is gonna get a lot sketchier. Well, Steve wasn't lying. It's a very steep, very narrow trail. Nobody's even been on this. I don't know if I'm even in the right spot, man. Yep. I guess I gotta go down there and then back that way. Shit. I think we've hit the end. It's not the end, but this section, I don't feel good about it. It's very slippery. Very, very slippery. My spikes aren't catching on to anything, and that, like, I wouldn't be able to stop. If I started sliding, that could be real bad. So, try it again in the summer, I guess. I don't know when it's warm. Oh shit. When it's warmer. But I think that's where it ends today. It's all right. I'll show you the view at the electrical tower, whatever it is, the radio tower. It's amazing. Made it. Man, I'm shot. I did it. I mean, as far as I could possibly go, I did it. My traps are gone. They are so sore. I can't tell you how hard it was to lift my phone up to do this. Oh. Like this is interesting because I am both proud of myself, and then also I shudder to think of what else I have to do, how much more I have to do to even get this goal within, like, on the radar of possibility. Because right now, you know, that was a 7.5 mile, 2,500 feet of elevation gain hike with 50 pounds. If I'm gonna try to accomplish my goal, I'm going to be at like 7,000 feet of altitude. I'm gonna be at 18, 19, 20,000 feet with an 80-pound pack. I don't know how people get fit enough to do it. Oh man, I'll tell you the worst part about this, I was so excited to get to the car and drink my lit, and then it was warm. It's 62 degrees right now. It's so nice, but it feels like 100 degrees after this hike. Buffalo!